What's this now that's on, huh?
Oh! Oh, I like the look of this.
Huh? Oh, cutting the grass and cutting people's heads.
Is this a comedy?
No, I know.
I know this now.
You recognise the titles now. It's, of course, the finger severed.
Huh?
It's Murder's Most Sick.
Oh, great! Murder's Most Sick. 3 is on. Jesus, they always leave you guessing right till the end. I love this.
Yeah, let's. What episode? Oh, that. Yeah. That woman's a man. Look at the hands. He did it.
What?
Yeah.
No, you see, it couldn't be. You see, they do that sometimes just to throw you off. Look at that.
No, I saw it last week. It's a repeat, this one. The woman's a man. He did it. Okay? Huh?
Thanks.
Anyway, I'll tell you the most intriguing murder case that the telly will never show.
Huh?
There was a serial killer on the loose in Dublin. The capital city cops were dumbfounded.
Yeah?
15 people had been brutally murdered. Oh. Their heads cut off and left in dustbins around the city. The only connection was they all had red hair.
Oh, Jesus. Huh?
People were absolutely terrified. Hairdressers were inundated with redheads, wanting to change their colour. The cops laid a trap to try and catch the ginger nut, as the press had nicknamed him. A red-headed undercover decoy roamed around the city, whilst under constant surveillance, in the hope of luring the killer into a trap.
Ooh.
But the trap didn't work, as another severed head was discovered.
Jesus, he'd gotten someone else, huh?
Not only that, but it wasn't a red head. It was a blonde.
Strawberry blonde, maybe?
No.
He'd made a mistake.
No. It was a yellowy blonde. The Dublin cops were at a total loss. There was only one thing for it. Limerick CID and the legendary Detective Spunk Murphy. That's right. If anyone could solve the case, he could.
Yeah.
It was 3 weeks until the next decapitation. A punk's head was found in a pond in a park.
Feckin' punk rockers, throwing their heads around the place with their knitting needles up their nose and their Fred Kennedys, sniffing biros all day long.
Shut your hairy hole. It was definitely the work of the serial killer.
The killer's teasing with my nipples.
It said Spunk.
All we can do is hope for a few more deaths before we can figure out a pattern here.
Jesus. The man's a bloody genius.
It wasn't long till Murphy got his wish. A brunette's head was found in a dumpster, and 2 old ladies were chopped down after a night of bingo. Their heads found in a skip.
Number 11, off with their heads.
Yeah, interrupt me again, and I'll cut off your toes. The body count had reached 20. The cops needed a collar as public outrage was reaching riot status.
Jesus.
Murphy was under pressure, but always kept his cool. He stood in front of the case board and studied it. After 2 hours, whilst everyone else was panicking, he smiled and raised his trademark eyebrow. He gathered his team around the map of Dublin. I know where our man is going to hit next, he said as he stabbed a marker pin dramatically into the board. Nobody asked any questions, because when Detective Spunk Murphy had a hunch, it was time to act.
I didn't know he had a hunch.
I'll ignore that on grounds that you're a total arse. That evening, the cops staked out the Swampy Crack Bar at a crossroads in South Dublin. This time with an undercover ban Garda. And right enough, a suspicious-looking man approached the Garda and suggested going back to his place. As they walked down the darkened lane at the back of the pub, the man pulled a cleaver from under his coat.
Not so fast, Mr. Stephen Darcy,
shouted Murphy as he walked out from the shadows.
Stephen Darcy? I know that name.
Murphy had got the man using his incredible powers of deduction. It was quite obvious, really. The deaths of all 15 redheads took place in a triangular area, followed by the blonde, the green-haired punk, the brunette, the pink and blue rinse ladies in a definite straight line, leaving the murderer to pot the black.
Huh?
It was a classic snooker table formation.
Jesus.
The murderer was disgraced snooker champ Stephen Darcy.
Jesus, he was kicked off the tournament with a lifetime ban after fiddling with his balls.
Yep. And in his bitter, twisted and psychotic state of mind, had played a more macabre version of the game.
So come here. Where's Detective Spunk Murphy now, huh?
Well, apparently he's in town.
Oh, jeez, do you know something? Jesus, I'd love to meet him.
Do you know what? You probably will. Apparently he's investigating that case of missing ladies' bicycle saddles that's baffling the local guards.
If anyone calls, you ain't seen me, right?
Right you are, Dr. Richard Kimball. Yep. Oh, hello! Garda Bent. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, the usual. He's under the blanket there, yeah. Yeah, would you give him at least 3 weeks this time? Yeah, no, I've a couple of lady friends coming over here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you could pick him up this evening, that'd be best. Yeah. All right, see you, so. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's me stomach again. Oh. I'm starving. We haven't eaten for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
When are you going to free up some money so we can buy some food?
I've told you before, I'm not wasting good money on food.
Are you not hungry?
Nah, had a pub lunch today.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, well, I thought about bringing you, but all you do is whinge on about how hungry you are. How could I digest my steak au poivre with you harping on?
But now...
but me arse. You should be grateful. Hunger keeps a man sharp. Otherwise you might end up like Officer Fats Durkin and Officer Blimp O'Keefe. Not much ever happened in Hand Shandy's town, and that suited the overweight and underworked cops very well. They spent most of their day investigating food and relaxing with the locals. That was until the day Mrs. Roach rang in a panic. Oh, God help us! Is that Fats? Yeah, Johnny's fallen on the floor and I can't wake him up, she cried.
Yep. We'll be straight over after dinner, Mary.
Fats replied, and so an hour later Fats and Blimp arrived.
Jesus is dead.
Blimp spat out through a mouthful of crisps. We better call an ambulance, said Fats, whilst letting one rip. They comforted Mary over a cup of tea and buns, and biscuits, and an apple tart, and a slice of brack.
Feckin' lardy, boys, huh?
Once the body had been removed, Officers Fats and Blimp left a weeping Mrs. Roach. Poor old thing, thought Blimp. Great brack, thought Fats. Back at base, their boss, Sergeant Ben Gay, wanted to know more.
Right. I've had a call from the morgue. Johnny Roach's head was smashed in. More than a slip on the kitchen floor would cause. I want a full report.
He barked.
Oh,
but it's Saturday. Beverly Hills Cop 2's on the telly tonight.
Well, in the morning, get your two Beverly Hills asses down there and find out what really happened.
Sergeant Gay shouted.
So what did Barrel and Lardy do, huh?
Well, after a late start and a big breakfast, they went to make their house call. They found Mrs. Roach sitting on her front doorstep with her apron and oven gloves on, bawling her eyes out.
Ah, Jesus, huh?
Yeah.
The menopause.
Shut your hole, you feckless rogue.
Oh, lads, I'm an awful silly old woman. I'm after cooking Johnny's favourite Sunday dinner. I forgot he was gone.
She cried. The boys comforted her as their nostrils flared to the inviting aroma of a hot Sunday joint, roasty potatoes and fresh mint sauce.
We've come to ask you a few questions, Mary, about yesterday, if you don't mind.
Fats told her. Oh, come on in, I'll answer whatever you want after I throw all that dinner out. I'm not one for eating these days, since... She started to sob. Once in the house, the boys saw a most enticing feast.
There'd be an awful ways to throw that out, Mary. Why don't we have our little chat while it's, we have a little nibble?
He drooled.
Be a love there and get a bit more gravy.
Jesus. Feckin' cops. If they're not eating, they're arresting you for merely covering my naked body in chocolate and inviting the ladies' lawn bowling team to lick it off.
Right. The two gorged themselves on the Super Sunday spread, stripping the joint to the bone and licking their plates clean. They never really got round to asking Mrs. Roach any questions, or looked for clues as they were too busy pigging out. Back at base the next morning, Sergeant Ben Gay approached the boys.
Mary Roach is murder suspect number 1. Turns out Mr. Roach had the winning ticket in last week's lottery. We need to find that murder weapon, lads.
He said.
Forensics say that hole in the head was caused by a blunt object, something akin to a frozen leg of lamb, as they found traces of sheep meat and water round the wound.
Officers Fats Durkin and Blimp O'Keefe said nothing and just looked at each other, and in unison burped a day-old meaty burp.
Two feckin' Egypts after eating the evidence.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Roach headed off in a brand new flash car with £1 million in the boot.
Listen, you know the way I haven't eaten in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm getting a bit delirious now.
Right.
My vision's blurring and I think I need to eat soon.
Well, now, if there was anything in the house, you'd be welcome to it. You know that. Hold on a second there. In the mattress, look, it's a bit of pepperoni.
Pepperoni?
Oh, yeah, I had a 16-inch yesterday while you were begging for food. I can hardly eat more than a slice. I gave the rest to the cat, but sure, you have that now, good man. Hold on now. Hold on a sec. What?
Oh, very delicious.
Look at that!
What's that?
The scab for me crotch. Huh? You know that growth I had in me crotch? It's fallen off. It must have landed on the... That may not have been pepper... Ah, that's great. It's cleared up.
Very chewy.
Right. Well, if you want to check around the back there for more, you're welcome to. Any luck? I must have cleared up, so...
Where's the toes there?
Toes up there, you're welcome to them. Oh, that tickles now. Oh. Don't bite now.
Really salty
Yeah,
and
good
cheesy.
man. Yeah, good man. Sure, if you can nibble that corn off if you want. Oh, yes. Don't bite now. Yeah, oh, good man. Oh. Are you full yet, huh? Oh, that's Okay. I'll ask you. What's that you've got there?
Condoms, they are.
The little rubber for little men.
Oh, no, that's only because that's all they had left in the chemist, you see.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
You've one of them open there. You'd better throw it out.
Not at all. It's only been used a couple of times. Look. You wouldn't give us a hand getting a knot out of it, would
Oh,
you?
Jesus, get it away from me. I'm not touching nothing that's been within 6 yards of your meat. Anyway, condoms can get you into deep water. Rick Rag and his wife Lilette had the perfect marriage. They had gotten through that difficult 7-year itch with flying colours. In fact, they were the perfect advertisement for the happily married couple. They both had great jobs, a great house, and lots of great friends.
Oh, great.
She had her own advertising agency, Elite Image. And Rick had a car dealership, Fast Motors, that he had set up with his best mate, Roger Boyce. Lynette would tell her girlfriends constantly,
Me and Rick have a perfect life. And he's still an animal in the bedroom.
she'd say.
Oh, Jesus. Just imagine, huh? Twice, maybe 3 times a month. Oh.
You'd be lucky if it was twice or 3 times in your lifetime. Anyway, Lilette was the top girl until Roger married a tractor. A very glamorous and fit woman. A couple of years back. She too owned her own advertising agency, Unique Image. Lilette never took to the girl. Perhaps she felt threatened.
Look, is this going anywhere? It's just, I was going to go and cull the poultry, you know.
Shut your gap, you arseache.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Lilette managed to hide her feelings about Roger's wife and got on with her perfect life. Dinner parties, barbecues, and all kinds of organised events for the inner circle.
Yeah.
Stuff that I never get invited to because of you.
Huh?
Anyway, it was just another perfect evening in their perfect lives.
I bought something we might have a little bit of fun with.
Lilette said as she produced a 3-pack of glow-in-the-dark condoms. That night, Rick pretended to be a dirty Darth Vader. And she was a Princess Leia.
Leia. Come here, do you know what? Me, I'd be a horn trooper.
Yeah, shut up, Luke Skywanker. Anyway, they had a bit of a laugh, and she was a great one for keeping the old bedroom antics spicy. Anyway, the next day was Rick's birthday, and Lilette was very busy organising everything for a surprise party that night.
Oh, now where did I put that lipstick?
She wondered. She pulled open the bedside locker drawer to see if it was in there. She smiled as she saw the packet of condoms, but was confused to find only one left. There should have been 2.
But, so where was the missing Johnny?
That's what she wondered. But she soon decided there was no way that her Rick would be cheating on her. After all, they had the perfect marriage. Perhaps he had brought it into work just for a laugh.
The lads.
She thought no more of it until the party was in full swing. A few bottles of Chardonnay later, and she started to notice the way Rick was staring at a tractor. She almost thought he had a guilty look on his face. But that's ridiculous, as they had the perfect marriage. That's right. She realised she was overreacting and would simply ask him later, and there would be a perfectly logical explanation for the missing glow-in-the-dark condom. It was time for the cave. Lilette opened the door into the now darkened room and saw something that horrified her.
What? What?
Someone's lips were luminous, with glow-in-the-dark residue.
Jesus, his best mate's wife attractor. Jesus, the dirty two-timing devil.
That's exactly what Lilette thought. Until she turned on the lights, only to reveal the owner of the luminous lips. It was Roger, Rick's partner. Obviously in pleasure as well as business.
Jesus Christ, man, the lifeboats! Arse bandits at 12 o'clock!
Anyway, what are you planning on doing with those condoms of yours?
Oh, I'll be using them on me new girlfriend.
Since when did you have a new girlfriend?
Since the old folks bingo. It's the widow Clancy.
Right, she must be 82, Rodge.
It's all.
Oh.
She's 81.
Right. And, how should I put... She's, sexually active, then.
No, she just lies there like her older sister.
All right.
So,
thieving whores!
Jesus, here she comes.
Dirty blackguards!
bastards!
What are you scuttering on about now?
Me arse cream's gone up £1. And it doesn't work. No matter how much of it I eat, me hole is still in tatters. Feckin' highway robbery!
Highway robbery, you say? Let me tell you the tale of horses and corsets. The story of Dick Rubbin.
Ha! That's wrong, Podger. Everyone knows it's Dick Turpin.
Who the feck voted you president of this house, you scurrilous pimp of Satan?
I was just saying that...
Yeah, well, nobody cares what you say. Do you think people tune into this show to hear you spout utter shite? No, they feckin' don't. They want to hear me tell them me factual tales of caution. So shut your hole and listen! Back in 1731, a highwayman roamed the countryside.
Would it have been Dick Rubbin?
Yes.
Stand and deliver! Your panties or your life.
Huh?
Yes, he had a penchant for ladies' undergarments.
Don't we all?
Yes, but in those days, any sexual deviation was utterly frowned upon. I mean, you could be hung for looking at a virgin's shin. 50 years in jail if your Mickey was housed on the right, not on the left. So men wearing women's clothing was crime enough to be hung, drawn, and quartered.
Jesus, harsh days.
Yeah. So the man known as Dick Rubbin had to don a mask and steal ladies' undergarments to fulfill his frilly fetish. He soon became the scourge of the highway, avoiding the law and stealing undergarments undercover. Everyone wondered, who was this masked panty raider? Was it Prince Fondleberry? Was it Lord Eldon of Shrewsbury? Or was it Lord Michael of Barrymore? The identity of Dick Rubbin was the talk of 18th century England. As the robberies became more frequent, Detective Struttock of Royal Scotland Yard was assigned to the case. He, of course, had a hand in solving the legendary Butler's Rim mystery.
I'm not touching that one.
Detective Struttock was the first policeman to use modern-day detection techniques and psychological profiling in crime solving. He hired a corset maker, a lady of the night, and booked a coach and horses to take them from London right through Robin territory. And sure enough, from out of the bushes on his trusty mare, Black Betty, was Dick Robin himself.
Stand and deliver your panties or your life.
So did the copper nail him there and then, huh?
No. Oh, no. He let the robber take his booty, with the harlot being stripped of her smalls, including an exquisite herringbone corset. Robin sped off into the black night.
The feckin' Egypt let him go!
2 days later at Hampton Court, the body of the Bishop of Rumpishire was discovered in his quarters, wearing a fine lady's corset and silken pantaloons.
Ooh, the scandal! It was the Bishop of Rumpishire all along, so it was. Oh,
You see, the corset was no ordinary undergarment. It was a mechanical contraption that, once fitted, would rapidly constrict the rib cage, thus suffocating the wearer.
Good.
Detective Struttock knew how to catch his man, alive or dead. He didn't really care. And that's the story of Dick Robin, the cross-dressing highwayman. I love that story.
Me hole. Underwear's at me again.
Dare I ask what make of flannels you're wearing down there?
Cheese strings.
You mean G-string?
Huh? No, you get them in the supermarket. Cheese strings. Everyone's wearing them. They're sexy.
Cheese strings, right. I think you've made a grave mistake there, Rodge.
Huh?
No wonder you're rotten down there. Cheese and sphincters do not mix. Ew. Anyway, what's for tea?
Meatballs in a cheddar sauce.
I'm not asking what's going on in your trousers. I want to know what's for tea. Laugh at me jokes. What is for tea?
Whatever you're making yourself.
Jesus Christ. I warned you about this.
Oh, did I tell you I signed up for night class?
Oh, a night class, huh? Would it be how to be a bigger feckin' Egypt than you already are course?
No.
Well, would it be shagging for beginners course?
No.
Oh, I know what it is. It's shrink my head so it fits my body course.
Shut up.
Do with that.
I just want to better myself. That's
Did you
all.
tell me to shut up? Yeah, well, better yourself, huh? Well, learning's for losers. Listen to this night course, boy. Turlock P. Lamb and Loudon Slaughter were both studying law in TCP up in Dublin, under the esteemed Professor Tony Grimp, or Gimp as the boys like to call him, behind his back, of course. They were both A-plus students and cocky with it.
Oh, would they be the type of fellas now that would tell off-colour jokes in mixed company? Like the one about the nun and the lobster.
Shut up, you public menace! They really irked Professor Grimp with their constant interjections.
Yes, Mr. Slaughter.
I think you'll find that in the landmark case in 1976 of Kramer versus Kramer predates the Langton Hovers debacle of 82.
Loudon would say. And it really pissed the professor off, because generally speaking, the know-it-alls were correct.
There's nothing worse than people interrupting you.
Yeah, the exams were...
Sure there's not.
The exams, of course...
Nothing gets on my tits more than people just butting
Final
in.
exams were fast approaching. And whilst everyone else was studying, the cocky know-it-all duo were on an all-weekend piss-up in Galway.
Oh, feckin' students! If they're not getting pissed up, they're getting knocked up.
Yeah, well, will you shut up? I'm trying to tell me tale. On Sunday, Turlock heard there was a big house party on that night.
Yeah, but we got our final exams in the morning, we better be getting back.
Look, this party's not to be missed. I'll ring the gimp and make some excuse.
Right.
And that night they partied like it was 1999.
So there was a cover charge.
The next morning, Turlock dialed Dublin. The professor picked up the phone.
Hello?
Yo, hi Professor, it's Turlock here. You're not going to believe it. Myself and Loudon have got a flat tire. And we're stuck outside Mulcray. We're not going to make it back for the exam. Is there anything you could do?
The professor was annoyed.
This is highly irregular. Everyone else will be here for the exam.
He said. With the know-it-all, Turlock replied,
Okay, dude, but I think you'll find that stated in the college charter is, in extraneous circumstances, for instance a flat tire, students are permitted to sit the exam within 48 hours.
The little bastard was right as usual.
You do have a standby exam, don't you, Tony? Professor.
The professor told them to report to him at 9 the next morning.
The cheeky buggers. Huh? They knew their rights, though.
Professor Tony Grimp met the two boys the next morning. He placed them in 2 separate rooms to take the exam. The boys thought the first page of multiple-choice questions, worth a minor 10% of the overall grade, were a piece of piss. Each of the boys grew progressively confident as they took the test. They were going to pass their finals top marks, and they had a wicked extra night partying to boot, courtesy of the Gimp. That was until they turned to page 2, to find only one question on the page, worth 90% of the exam. It read, which tire?
Bollocks.
Feck!
Yes. Which tire? Oh, very good. The excuse is the flat tire, and the boys now in separate rooms.
Right.
Which tire was it, huh, lads? Caught by their own lie.
That's right, Tony Curtis. 8 years of college down the drain. Anyway, what night course have you signed up for?
It's an MA course.
An MA? Jesus, me brother doing an MA, huh? God, I could be proud of you for once. Huh?
No, it's an MA course.
Yeah?
Masturbators Anonymous.
Oh. Right, well, at least you're getting some help at last.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a tip for you. If you pardon the pun, a tip. Don't shake hands with anyone in the course.
Huh?
No.
Oh! Right, yeah. Course doesn't start till tomorrow.
No, doesn't.
I was thinking, might have one last binge, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Did you get any of your specialist videos in, huh?
Huh?
The specialist
Ah,
videos.
you devil.
Go on.
All right, so let's see
What have you got
here.
there, huh?
Well, now, the first one here, let's see, this is, I don't know if you've seen it. P and John Malkovich? No? Oh, there's one here from the Colon Brothers.
Oh?
Oh, bugger, where arse thou?
I've seen it.
Oh, hold on then. Let's see. Oh, new one came in. This came in the post this morning.
What's that?
It's called Crouching Homo, Hidden Hamster.
Oh, sounds intriguing.
It's a great film now. To be foreign, it would be.
Oh.
And it has the subtitles, but you'll hardly be looking at those, will you?
Not at all, with my squinty eyes.
Yeah, good man now. It's in there.
Not very good, huh? How are you, bollocks? Come here. Promise me you won't be mad, huh?
The only promise I'll ever make you is I'll bury you when you're dead.
Well, it's just that I've done something I shouldn't have.
Oh, Jesus, you're not pregnant, are you?
Pregnant? No. You can't get pregnant from licking toilet seats, can you, huh?
Not as far as I know, no. What's in the box? Not another feckin' monkey, I hope.
Well,
what the feck is that?
I'm sorry, Podge. It's just that I stuffed him in a box and ran out of the pet shop.
Well, let's just hope the cops didn't see you.
But nobody saw me.
Huh? They didn't have to see you.
Huh?
Now listen to this tale, and you mightn't be so light-fingered next time. There's a town called Turds Fall, near Slack. It was a usual run-of-the-mill Midlands town.
Yeah, no porno shop, so...
No, the townsfolk's passions focused on something different altogether.
Oh, yeah, autoerotic asphyxiation.
Shut up, you scrope-munching goblin. You're putting me off. The event of the year was the Turds Falls Dog Show. People took great pride in their canine pals. That was until, one by one, the pets went missing. First Mrs. Cummings' dog, Bone Me, then Reverend Longpipe's beloved poodle, Pious, followed very quickly by Mr. Pink's dog, Dildo. The distraught owners roamed the streets looking for their beloved best friends, but none were to be found. So they called in a specialist.
Was it Kojak the Baldy Man? Oh, God, he'd find Ant and that fella. Book him, Dano, he'd say.
Yeah. And I'd say, shut your hole, you freak! Anyway, the specialist fella was from the Dog Tagging Bureau.
Oh, the what?
The vet, Dr. Brownfinger, suggested to the remaining worried owners that their dogs should be electronically tagged via satellite so that they could be traced if they went missing.
Did that solve the problem, so?
Not really, as day by day more dogs continued to go missing. The townsfolk were devastated by the continuing disappearances, but at least now they'd be able to trace them. The tag man returned with his equipment and started the search. He roamed the streets and eventually started picking up quite a strong signal right there on Main Street. He soon traced the 5 missing dogs.
So, did he call the owners or what?
Oh, he did. And the cops.
The cops?
Yep, as they had found all 5 missing dog tags, signalling from the stomach of local loony picture frame Patsy.
Jesus, he'd eaten the dogs.
An angry mob had gathered. Mr. Pink said,
"Oh, let's kill the dog-eating looper!"
And they kicked him to death.
Jeez, did the cops not stop the angry mob?
No. Sergeant McBride got the boot in with the rest of them, as his beloved Doberman, the General, had vanished too. As the angry mob had taken out their just revenge, the electronic tag fella was getting all hot under the collar, as his buzzer yoke was going bananas.
I don't understand it. There's hundreds of tags registering right here.
As he pointed his gizmo at the various members of the crowd, he got more specific readings. There were dog tags coming from inside almost everyone.
What the feck was going on?
It was then Mr. Pink pointed to the shop under which the badly beaten corpse of picture frame Patsy lay. The Mighty Burger Takeaway had recently come under new management, with its super value meal that the whole town had raved about.
Oh, Jesus.
The river of vomit ran down the main street as the townsfolk came to the realization of what they had all enjoyed eating. And poor old picture frame Patsy had been slaughtered for the crime of eating people's leftovers from the nearby bins.
Oh, that's feckin' tragic. Tragic with a capital trage.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the little eyes.
What?
Huh?
You little mutt, you.
Evil. Can't bring him back now, you know.
Oh. All right, so we'll have him.
Do you mean it?
Oh,
yeah. Great.
Hello.
Come here. Can we dress him up a bit?
What were you thinking?
Roast potatoes round the side, carrots and parsnips on top.
You've sold it to me. I'll put the gravy on. You start skinning.
Right, you are.
Or at least in the morning.
Dong Radio. Long with. She's a neo-Nazi, vegetarian, a neo-Nazi, vegetarian, a neo-Nazi, vegetarian.
Oh, you're tuned to... That was Trixie Ryder with her #1 hit, Neo-Nazi Vegetarian Lesbo. A song about a hard woman who gets hard for women.
That's right.
Very interesting CD cover there to match. Now over to Rodge for the national and international local news.
Local butcher Johnny Shank has been jailed for 6 months under the Food Hygiene Act for putting his meat into his meat.
Jesus Christ.
The proposed Ballydung Tall Ships Festival has been cancelled due to the fact that we're 70 miles away from the coast. It was thought that the tall ships might have been visible from the town, but it turns out they just weren't tall enough.
It's a shame.
Other news now. Shank's Butchers are having a half-price meat sale.
Shanks?
Johnny Shanks. Especially on chopped liver and tongue.
Oh.
Here. Free coleslaw with every purchase.
Jesus.
Not on your life.
Right, thanks, Rodge. Now...
It's time for Monkey Talk with Spunky the Monkey!
What the hell are you doing? Giving a filthy, dirty communist primate the airwaves?
Well, I thought he could have his own show, so what harm's it going to do?
What harm's it going to do, you fucking gobsheen? It could be the beginning of the end!
What are you scuttering on about?
Listen to this track from Fester and Alan and turn his mic off.
beautiful day, nothing better to do than pack up a picnic and go to the zoo. Sure, it'll be great. Oh, look at the animals there. But you'd better look out. You'd better take care. There's one dirty beast that's a threat to humankind. If we give them a chance, we'd be out of our mind. Not rabbits, not cats, not fish like the dolphin. It's monkeys, feckin' monkeys that want to be king. Never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey'll turn on you. And never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo. Oh, listen to me, people. This is serious.
Come on, they're just monkeys.
I hear you say, but you'll be eating your words on that fateful day when we're the ones in cages with nothing to do but eat only peanuts and throw our own poo.
But what about the experiments? They help us find cures.
Yeah, right, don't be fooled, they're feckin' cute whores. They're watching, they're listening, taking mental notes. They're learning our ways from the men in white coats. Oh, never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey will turn on you. And never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo. And look at the monkey swinging from the tree. Only one DNA strand from you and me. That's too feckin' close as far as I'm concerned. To rule the world, that's what they yearn. They've hands on the ends of their legs, you see. That's two more than you and two more than me. They're far too clever for their own good. Do you want feckin' monkeys in your neighborhood? No. Oh, never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey will turn on you. And never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo. What's that noise? Who are those people up on the hill?
Jeez, their arms are awfully long there for their bodies, and an extraordinary amount of excess body hair, huh?
Wait a second, they're not hairy, long-armed people at all. They're dirty, filthy monkeys!
Oh, gee, something's after hitting me.
Ow, me too! They're throwing their own feces at us! Get the flamethrower!
I can't see anything at all!
They're blinding us with the reflection of the sun in their shiny buttocks!
What are they saying?
Oh God, they're saying, hey, hey, we're the monkeys, and death to the smooth skins! Oh! But never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey will turn on you. Oh, never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo. They'll try and pick locks and escape from the zoos. Mankind will regret it if they do. The gorilla militia will rise from the mist. They'll rule the world with their hairy armed fists. They'll take our clothes and our homes and our cars, start to walk upright while we're behind bars. They'll be experimenting on us, you see, testing monkey products on you and on me. Don't let them fool you with their fancy names like orangutan and gibbons. They're all the bloody same. They're monkeys, dirty monkeys, you see. For the love of God, don't set them free. And never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey will turn on you. Oh, never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo. Oh, never turn your back on a monkey, 'cause a monkey will turn on you. Oh, and never turn your back on a monkey, not even in the zoo.
Not even in the zoo.
Jesus, Alan, I didn't know you had that kind of note in you.
Oh, it wasn't me.
What do you mean you didn't sing it?
Nothing.
Well, who sang? Oh, Jesus, who's recording this song? Good God, it's the monkeys! Look, I didn't mean any of the song. It's all made up. It's only a joke. Run for the hills! Run for the hills! The monkeys are taking over the hills!
Great outtrack there from Fester and Neil, and I think you'll agree.
Yeah. Podge.
What?
Do you think monkeys are really planning on taking over the world? What?
5 rules on keeping monkeys.
Oh, great.
1.
Yeah.
If you ever see a monkey reading a newspaper,
yeah,
poke them with a stick.
Right.
2. If you catch a monkey near a phone, poke them with a stick.
Okay.
3. If you ever see them with a key,
yeah,
poke them with a stick.
Ow.
4, if you ever catch a monkey watching the financial index, poke them with a stick.
Right.
And 5, if you ever see a monkey with a gun.
I know. Poke them with a stick.
No. Poke yourself with a stick, because you weren't paying enough attention to rules 1 to 4, and the reign of the primate has already begun. Anyway, folks, on with the music. Here's Randy Turnpike with his patented brand of space rock. We'll always have Uranus.
I think it broke me feckin' ribs.
What's going on?
After eating through the flex.
What?
Who's that there?
What?
Stuff, just another dollop down there.
Oh yeah. Rub it in.
What the feck is that stench?
Huh?
Oh, gee, has the cat sprayed you again?
No! It's odor, cologne and moisturizer.
Ooh!
And by buying 2 products from the Svelte for Men range, you get a man's designer over-the-shoulder attaché case absolutely free.
A feckin' handbag, you arse bandit.
It's an attaché case.
Yeah, call it what you want. Next you'll be getting a bikini line wax, nipple rings, and brushing your teeth. You feckin' she-male. Get this straight. Cosmetics can kill. Back in the 50s, people took pride in their appearance, and the hairdressing industry was a booming business. Even the shitholest of towns had 4 or 5 barbers. In a town called Bunuppet, there were 10 hairdressers all competing against each other. There was a cut above the rest, on the fringe, the cut and blow, and hair today gone tomorrow. But when Bouffant Express run by Fraser Blunt opened, it was only a matter of months before the others closed down.
Did he supply something for the weekend? Pack of 3, sir. Lubricated or rib, sir. Rhubarb or custard flavoured, sir.
Shut up, you philandering knob goblin!
Pah.
Although, he did provide something that other barbers didn't.
Oh, was it creative motifs in the pubic regions, huh?
No! It was his patented Fraser Blunt hair gel for gents that they all flocked to get.
So he sold the formula to a big corporation and made his millions. Thank you very much. Good night.
Yeah, not quite. Mind you, that's not to say that people weren't intrigued to know what his secret ingredients were. Jesus, what's in that gel of yours, Fraser? It's powerful stuff. It'd hold your hair on in a hurricane.
Oh, I had no hair there the other week. Now it's as sick as a forest after using your powerful gel. Yes.
Fraser, you have me worn out. It's the women. I can't keep them out of me hair. What the hell is in that gel? They'd say, but Fraser had just laughed them off.
Well, that would be telling.
Every so often a stranger would arrive in town. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm just passing through your lovely town. Could you spare a couple of pence? A down-and-out might say.
I'll do better than that. I'll give you a couple of pence and a free haircut.
A Fraser would reply. God bless you, sir. And into the shop they'd go.
He's up to something, isn't he?
He'd sit the stranger down and give him an extra bit of attention with the cold steel of his cutthroat razor.
Fraser had to slaughter every so often to top up on the ingredients for his hair gel. Down in the basement, he'd hook the fresh corpse up to his mortician's vacuum pump and drain every last drop of bodily fluid, fat and juice into his gel-making vat.
Jesus. No wonder he couldn't sell it to the big corporations.
Yep, his secret ingredient was human goo.
Goo. Jesus, huh? Did they ever catch him?
Nah, not at all. Sure, the odd transient or travelling salesman going missing was hardly unusual. And besides, even the local cops were fans of the gel. But even a hairdresser has to get his hair cut. He'd always travel into the big city to suss out the competition and have a trim. He spotted a new place in Athlone, Sean's Puffy Combs. It was quite an impressive setup, with sit-down hairdryers, sterilisers and the like.
You're not from around here, are you?
Said Sean. No, I'm only up for the day. Fraser settled down with a newspaper as Sean put a towel around his neck.
Oh dear, I seem to be out of my special gel.
He heard Sean say, as a pair of scissors was plunged through Fraser's ear and into his brain. As he drifted into unconsciousness, he saw a sign on the mirror.
Sean's Lovely Locks Lotion.
Poor old Fraser hadn't bargained on a cut and dye.
Jesus. hang on. Jesus, that'll be the lads. We're off to the match, you see.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Right, I'll see you later, so.
Yeah, Rodge, why don't you bring your over-the-shoulder hand attaché thing?
Huh?
To show the lads.
No. You know the lads. I'll just leave it behind.
Jeez, you know what? I'm only after looking at it now. What? That is one hell of an attaché case.
It is, isn't it?
Look.
Huh?
I suppose I was only jealous at how good it looks on you. That's all.
You were?
Yeah. You the man, Rodge, with that. You the man, Rodge.
I'm the man.
You the man.
Well, you know what? I'll take it so.
Do, show the lads. Good man. And now why not go the whole hog and splash on some more of that cologne on you there? Like, the lads would be very impressed.
Right then, right, I will so.
You'll be the talk of the match.
Right, see you, bollocks.
Feckin' Egypt.
Hey, how's the boys, huh? Oh, Jesus, lads, no, it's not a handbag. Oh, Jesus, mind. Here. No,
very
don't,
interesting.
lads, it's an attaché case. Oh, Jesus, will you mind? Lads, come on. Oh, Podge, the lads think it's an
How's me defence going there?
They're only all right.
Do you think I should get a real solicitor?
What? Oh, yeah. Whittle away our savings on some jumped-up suit. I'm your blood. I'll defend you. And when they're about to flick the switch and send 25,000 volts up your hole, you can be content with the knowledge that it was your brother that put you there, not some arse-bandit lawyer you don't know from Adam.
So you think I'll get the death penalty just for stealing a lady's bike?
More than likely, yeah. Hey, did I ever tell you the story of Dan Blowman, America's #1 defence attorney?
No, but I get the feeling I'm about to get the unabridged version.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the fact that this fine, upright young man...
Blowman was notorious for defending the scum of the earth and getting them all. And if a psychotic serial killer was put back on the streets to kill again, a less of a shite he couldn't give once the money was in the bank. That was until the case of John Jugs versus the state of New Jersey. They were trying him for the murder of his wife, Milky.
Milky Jugs?
Who had disappeared without a trace. Therefore, it was a murder trial with no body. And that's what Dan Blowman liked to hear. A case with no corpse is a sure bet. He sat down with the accused.
Now, Mr. Jugs, I don't give a damn whether you murdered your wife or not. But what I do give a damn about is the $50,000 I get when I win this case.
Don't you want to know whether I did it or not?
Save it for a confession.
All he was interested in was winning, not justice.
All rise!
The trial went on for days, presided over by the notorious Judge Judy.
Oh, I've heard of her.
The state's counsel was a young woman called Sally Spank. Blowman was delighted to see someone barely out of law school, and a woman to boot, that he could humiliate in front of judge and jury. I'll beat her, then bed her, he thought to himself as he eyed her from top to bottom.
Oh, I'd like to open her case file.
Shut up, you feckless gimp. Spank's prosecution was based on strong circumstantial evidence and eyewitness reports. But Blowman's no corpse, no case was defending well. He knew the money was in the bank. After 3 days, it was time for the summing up. Blowman took the floor and tried his best to undermine the prosecution.
My learned friend has been speaking of Mrs. Jugs in the past tense. A cheap legal ploy used by many an inexperienced lawyer.
Objection!
Overruled.
I mean, Mrs. Jugs could burst through them courtroom doors any moment now.
He was a true master. I mean, how could any juror convict a suspect when they were half expecting the supposedly dead woman to burst through the courtroom doors, showing that they couldn't be sure beyond a reasonable doubt that Jugs had killed his wife?
He's good.
As Blowman sat down, he could smell victory. But Spank was undaunted. She approached the jury and looked them in the eye. And she too gestured to the courtroom doors. And in a calm voice, she said,
Every head turned to the door just now. Every head except one. That of the accused. Mr. Jugs didn't bother to look, as he knows his wife's not going to walk through the door because he murdered her.
Jesus, huh? 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 Death penalty?
Yep.
Thank you. Good night.
right, here's a speech now. See this here? Memorise that now.
Thanks.
Good man.
Right. Right. Okay. Your Honour.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Start. Yeah. I can prove that I was nowhere near Mrs. Dunican's shed at the time of the stolen bicycle incident. Very nice.
Deniability, you see. That's what it's called.
No, for I was across town playing cards with Wonky Eye Walker, who had cheated for the last time. Yes, I, Rodge, slaughtered him and concealed the murder weapon under my pillow.
Yeah.
But sure, I didn't kill him, you did.
Yeah, I know, but you need an alibi, otherwise you'll go down for that bicycle incident.
But Jesus, killing a fella.
Murder's run-of-the-mill stuff these days.
Huh?
Yeah, you'll probably only get a slap on the wrist, yeah.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, but you owe me, right? By the way, how much do you think I'd get off a lodger for your side of the bed?
Huh? You know, going rate £1.
Oh, very good.
Why are you asking me that, sure? I'm not going to get the chair. Sure, look, I have the speech now and all.
Oh,
for
yeah,
your honour.
no, you won't get the chair, but if you did, I'll tell you what, I'd give you half the takings from your side of the bed. How's that?
Ah, Jesus.
Can't say fairer than that, huh?
Ah, go away. Huh? Jesus, fair play to you looking after me.
Yeah,
huh?
oh yeah, right, Rodge. Who killed Wonky Eye Walker?
You. I did.
Yes,
Yeah.
good man. That's what you keep
That's
saying.
right. You mean the poultry said the cow dung and frogs?
Well, it would work so.
Pox! Little devil, you. What are you up to, huh? What have you got there? It's a bone.
Oh, a what?
Jesus, looks like a finger.
Oh, it does indeed. The cat's been digging up graves in the back garden again.
Wait a second. Look, the ring on that finger.
What?
Jesus, that's just like the engagement ring I gave Felicity, me fiancée, before she disappeared back in 74. She never ran away. You bumped her off, didn't you?
Bumped her off! All right, I bumped her off. So what?
How many of my other fiancés have you killed, huh?
3, 4, 32. I've lost count.
So you slaughtered them all, huh?
Yeah.
That's great, because I always thought it was me that made them run away.
Huh?
That means I've still got it. A ladies' man I am.
Yeah. Although you'd want to be careful looking for love. Huh? Oh, yes. As Rita Quimbley found her true love in the graveyard.
Jesus. Bone and bones. You can get arrested for that, apparently.
No! Rita was at a funeral of a friend's mother. They were standing at the graveside when she spotted a man standing on his own beside a recent grave. He was handsome, but there was sadness in his face. She felt compelled to approach him and offer her condolences.
I'm so sorry you've lost someone,
Rita offered.
Yes, my wife.
He said as a tear formed in the corner of his eye. She looked at his stunningly handsome face. He was so young to have lost a wife.
Would you like to go for a coffee?
She asked. She couldn't help herself. It wasn't really a pick-up line.
Okay.
It was more a gesture of compassion.
You're right.
No, she felt she could help this man through his pain. They talked and talked over a coffee in the friendly bun.
Oh, do you know to do a great panini there?
Shut your hole, Tony Curtis! His name was Henry Sweet, and his beloved wife had passed away only 4 months ago. Rita felt good providing a shoulder for Henry, but she felt a bit guilty when she found herself staring at that incredibly handsome face. As he was paying the waitress, Rita noticed a photo in his wallet.
Is that your wife? Oh, she really was beautiful. Looks like a model.
She commented. And that's when the floodgates opened.
You see, that's the problem with the free coffee refills. Runs right through you.
No, you feckless gimp, he was crying! He ran out of the shop, but she followed him.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. Sometimes I get so lonely.
She hugged him tightly, and as she felt his warm tears caress her cheek, she fell instantly in love. Then the unthinkable happened. They kissed. Their relationship blossomed over the next few weeks, and Henry began to smile and even laugh again. Rita felt a little uneasy when he invited her back to his place, especially when greeted by an 8x10 version of the wallet photo staring back at her. But you know what? She was the past, and Rita was the future in Henry's life.
You'll have to forgive me, Rita. It's been a long time since I've made love to a woman. I don't know if I'd be able to perform.
Suffering from the old brewer's droop, was he?
His feckin' wife was still warm in the grave. Anyway, Rita was on top of the world as he performed spectacularly.
Oh, come here. They do the hammock, where she straddles her ankles around his neck, then he hoists his right leg up on the rope, and they swing like dirty monkeys in the jungle, huh?
I've changed my mind. I am going to saw your legs off. Anyway, the next morning, Henry headed off early to work. Rita pottered around the flat for a bit. As she grabbed the keys from beside the wife's photo, she knocked it to the floor, and the frame broke. Rita thought she'd better replace the frame in case it would upset Henry after they had come so far. So off she went to the local shop. That's when Rita got the shock of her life. Henry's wife's face was in every picture frame in the shop.
What the feck was going on?
Rita soon realised that it wasn't Henry's wife at all, but simply the standard insert card photo of an anonymous model's head for display purposes only.
The feckin' display photo?
Yep, Rita was raging. She had been duped. She confronted Henry at his flat that evening.
You were never married. You used that poor soul's grave to pick up your next conquest.
That's where you're wrong, Rita. I know exactly who's in that grave. You.
Huh?
We therefore commit her body to the ground.
Laura Looney was at a funeral of a friend's mother. She spotted a man standing on his own beside a recent grave.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep, poor old Rita was number 7 in an already packed grave, and she wouldn't be the last.
She was close enough to the top to get a suntan. Come here. You know the way you slaughtered all 32 of my fiancés?
Yeah, what of it?
It's a pity you didn't tell me. God, the amount of money I've spent on engagement rings over the years. I mean, look at the size of the diamond on that, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how I missed that one.
Do you think it's worth anything at all, or?
An almond cut like that. Superb clarity.
What's that?
No, it'd be out of style now, yeah.
I suppose 1974?
75
a while back now.
Carrots. Good God, I'll be rolling in it.
It's nearly time.
Very well written.
Can I turn over now, huh? Can I turn over? It's starting. It's starting.
I'm watching this.
No, you're not. You're reading.
I'm reading and watching. At the same time.
Oh, come on. Look, I'll give you £1.
2.
All right then.
Show me the money.
Oh, Kung Fu Digi Midgets! Kung Fu Digi Midgets! They're Chinese and tall as your knees! Kung Fu Digi Midgets! Huh? Oh, Jesus, hold on, something's up here!
Oh.
What's the weather bitch doing on? Oh, Jesus! Kung Fu Digi Midgets, it's over!
Oh.
And it's only 5:30!
Oh, did I not tell you? I changed the clock forward. Yeah, it means we'll have more night in the morning.
That was my favourite programme. Come here. Do you know Rodge from the bakery? He has 5 of the action figures.
Yes, but he's also a grown man with the mind of a 5-year-old. And he plays with himself when he's piping the eclairs.
Jeez, I thought they were a bit salty lately. His favourite is Stumpy Chung. Superpowers include...
Shut your whole amoeba brain. Feckin' fads come and go. Ask yourself this. Where are the teddy boys now? Huh? With their long coats and their poxy drainpipe trousers.
Is this going anywhere?
Fad and death are one and the same. Here's a tale the government tried to cover up only last year. The #1 selling toy was the Scroties.
The little furry things?
Yeah. They were a brand new breed of toy with micro-chisms and valves and all. Oh. Each toy could talk to their owner, and the more you talk to them, the more they learned.
Like that Russian hooer down the village.
Yeah. Anyway, little Tommy Snivel was delighted on Christmas morning when Santa brought him a Scroty. It was Papa Scrote.
Hello, I'm Papa Scrote. You're my best friend.
Happy Christmas, love.
Not a week had passed, and sure enough the toy had learned Tommy's name and was playing chess with him. Tommy would do anything for his new friend. One morning Tommy was awoken by a weeping Papa Scrote.
What's wrong, Papa Scrote?
Little Tommy asked. Papa Scrote was staring longingly at the back of the box he came in. There were pictures of other Scroties that you could collect.
Papa Scrote, Miss Scroty family. Get home, family.
Tommy's heart nearly broke, and he ran straight to his mother.
We need to get more Scroties, Ma. No, love, you'll have to wait till your next birthday.
She replied sternly. That night, Papa Scrote woke little Tommy up.
Bring dong bing. Tommy, let's play funny phone number game. Huh?
And he sent Tommy to get Mummy's credit card. 3 weeks later, Tommy's mother got her bill. It was outrageous. There was €1,600 paid to the Scroty Toy Corporation in China.
Oh, God almighty.
She stormed into Tommy's room, only to find him with a room full of Scroties.
Tommy, you're in big trouble,
she shouted.
But he was lonely.
He cried as she told him they were all being sent back to China the next morning.
Parenting, huh? If only it came with an instruction manual.
One more of those and I'll take a hot iron to the soles of your feet.
Right.
Tommy's mother called the Scroty Toy Company in China and told the customer service person what had happened.
You see, he's only a kid.
What the feck is going on?
You see, the microchips were too bloody good, and the Scroties had become far more intelligent than the toy manufacturers had ever intended. They had taken over the factory, and with the help of the children that loved them so much, Scroties were going to take over the world!
Jesus. What about Tommy's family?
Oh, his mother and father never woke up the next morning, as during the night, Papa Scrote came up with a new game for Tommy to play.
Huh?
Let's play the knife.
game.
Simultaneously, all over the world, children played the night.
Bring, bang, bing.
Oh, very good, Lord together. Mind you,
what?
Kung Fu Digi-Midgets would never do a thing like that, you know.
Oh, really?
No,
wouldn't
no.
they? Yeah.
Come here. Let me show you me trading cards.
No, and when I say no, I mean no.
Right. Look, now, here we go, right? Look at these. Right, this one's Pygmy Poo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Superpowers include extendable middle digit. Oh, this one it's Homo Ming. You know him by his pink scarf and his love of Japanese show tunes.
Jesus, shut up, will you?
Oh, Fu Man Poo shoots brown missiles from his backpack.
Jesus, shut up!
Oh, good. Look
Shut
at
up!
Look, Mini Dung, half cow, half midget. Atomic nipples, don't you know?
Great,
huh?
yeah, that's super.
Oh, look at this one. Oh, now, you'll never guess. Look,
Oh.
Who's that one? Huh? Who's that, huh?
Please!
That's Cockring Mao. Look.
Chinese as tall as your knees. Kung Fu Digi-Midgets. Kung Fu Digi-Midgets. They're Chinese and as tall as your knees. Kung Fu Digi-Midgets. Kung Fu Digi-Midgets. Kung Fu Digi-Midgets. 中国功夫。
No, mine is definitely bigger than yours.
No, it's not. Yours has that funny top on it.
That's
Look.
because I've been using the creams. Do you know what? Verrucas are the bane of the gentleman's sauna.
Yeah. Especially when you have one on your Mickey. Look at that.
Well, if you will insist on sticking it into the filters, what do you expect?
I can't help me sexual urges, can I?
Well, you'd better lasso your libido, or it'll be more than a verruca on your knob you'll have to worry about.
Huh?
Let me tell you the story of Roger and Fiona Poke Me. They were a couple made for each other. Oh, they had that thing that was so essential for a good marriage.
Trust?
No. An equal and powerful sex drive. You see, Roger was one of those men who was practically on the horn 24 hours a day.
Yep.
It wasn't his fault that he had the sex drive of a bull elephant. The girlfriends came and went.
You mean came and came, huh?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You're right.
Oh.
But Roger's 24-hour-a-day sex drive was too much for most ladies. That was until he met Fiona, who worked in the local laundrette. It was a job that suited her perfectly.
What, she liked meeting people?
No, she liked sitting on the tumble dryers on a high-speed program. You see, she had the same overpowering sex cravings as Roger. It wasn't long till they were shagging like rabbits in the lost and found pile of Suds Are Us.
Jeez, the dirty devils. There's no way I'd bring my wife fronts down to a laundrette if that kind of thing was going on.
Jesus! Not even Rent-A-Kill will touch your wife fronts. Sure, haven't they been condemned by the county council?
Not this year's pair.
Anyway, they got married and were as happy as any couple. In fact, you could say it was a fulfilling relationship.
She did the fulling and he did the filling.
Yeah, it's not that funny. They played all kinds of sex games to quench their wicked fantasies. Prison warden and the naughty inmate. The vicar and the tar.
Oh, did they do that one? The traffic warden and the ice cream man. Where she's just about to give me a ticket, but as I beg for mercy, she covers me in whipped ice cream. Double park this, she'd say, as she shoves a flake up
Shut
me ass.
up, you'll wake the poultry. Anyway, the sex-mad Roger and Fiona played all the games, rubbed all the creams, and used all the toys, and still couldn't get enough of each other. And the weekends were a virtual bed fest. One weekend, they were both upset that Rodge had to go on a company management course.
Oh, damn it, Pink Nips. A weekend away from you was gonna be hell.
He moaned.
Don't worry, Rocket Boy. We can save it for a Monday night special.
She said. Naturally, they were both so turned on at the thought, they shagged on the spot.
Oh, Jesus.
And so, reluctantly, he went off for the company weekend. God, it was torture, as he imagined what he was missing back home. During a talk on European management funding, his mind strayed to thoughts of humping and pumping. He could feel his leg area tighten. He tried to distract himself of sexy thoughts, but even words like
implementation of the euro
started to sound dirty. Just then he nearly popped when his phone vibrated in his pocket. It was a text message from Fiona. It simply read,
there's a surprise waiting for you at home.
It was all too much. He left the conference early and set off on the long journey home.
Well,
it was late Sunday night by the time he got to his house. I'll surprise her, he thought to himself as he spotted the bedroom window was open. Roger climbed into the pitch-dark bedroom. He was like a beast in heat. He literally ripped his clothes off and pounced into bed. After the romp, Roger got up and headed down to the kitchen for a glass of water. It was only then he noticed the lights and TV were still on in the living room. To his utter astonishment, his wife Fiona was sitting on the sofa.
Huh?
What are you doing down here? He asked in confusion. Well, what are you doing back so early? She asked. I wanted to surprise you, he said, bewildered. You got my message. The surprise is your mother's come to stay for the week, but she's got really bad laryngitis, so I put her in our bed. The poor dear.
Oh, my God. He didn't. A mother.
It's funny, isn't it, how one incident can totally inhibit a man's sex drive. Enough to make him celibate and become a Tibetan monk.
Oh, that's shocking. Anyway, I'm thinking it's time I go down to the doctor and get something done about me, Veruca problem downstairs.
Oh, very good, yeah, good man.
Sadie says if I get it sorted, we might do it at long last.
Right, yeah.
She says, of course, she's been saving herself for me.
Sadie! Been there, done that, kept the panties.
You mean you did it with Sadie?
Where do you think I go every Wednesday night?
But
oh, really?
Oh, Jesus, me
anyway,
whole life's through.
Come here. You don't need a doctor. You don't.
What?
No, you don't.
Oh, no, I'm grand.
Not when you've got me.
No.
Your brother will look after you.
It's better.
No,
it's a miracle.
No, hold on now. The hot poker's ready.
Hot poker?
Right, lift it up there. Good man. Oh, here we go. I'll have that Veruca off you in a second now. Is it anywhere in the... I can't really see now with the smoke. Is it in the vicinity of your Nicky or what? You'll be grand. Good man. Leave it there for another minute or so burning.
No.
The smell of human flesh burning. Just leave it there for a couple more minutes. Don't be a baby. We'll have you cured. We'll have that Veruca sorted.
That looks nice there, yeah. 14 nights. Lovely, yeah. What about a safari to Africa, then?
Oh, that'd be great, all right.
Yeah.
Staying with you in a fart-ridden tent, with a chamber pot overflowing with hot liquid poo, because the foreign excuse for food doesn't sit well with you.
Yeah.
Then spending 5 hours on a dirt track with swollen gonads, 'cause some mosquitoes crawled up your khaki shorts and swallowed a sack full. All that so you can take photos of a crusty elephant taking a dump.
Take it you're not keen.
I'd
sir.
rather stick a needle in me eye.
Well, holidays broaden the mind, you know.
No! Holidays make you lose your mind.
Huh?
Sitting and Todd Langer were the happiest couple in the world. They had just completed a dream-come-true honeymoon in Africa, and they were on their way home to the States via Dublin. They booked into a swanky hotel in the city centre.
Oh, hi there. I'm Todd Langer, and this is my wife. Sit on me. We'd like a room for the night.
He said.
Certainly, sir, madam. Please sign here. And I'll need to hold your passports.
Said the concierge as he handed them the key to room 1313.
Sit on me, Langer?
Yeah, shut up. They were delighted to have a proper bed after the long flight and the modest accommodation when on safari. Todd was feeling particularly tired and fell asleep as soon as he hit the pillow. Sitting was awoken in the middle of the night by a convulsing Todd. He was drenched in sweat and foam spewed from his mouth. She rang reception.
Please, God, this is Langer in room 1313. We need a doctor. My husband is very ill.
Within minutes, the doctor arrived.
Doctor who?
No, Dr. Cliff Colon, hotel physician. He examined Todd and calmly took Sitting aside.
Mrs. Langer, your husband is in a very serious condition. I believe it's some form of a tropical disease.
Oh, we've just returned from Africa. Shouldn't we get him to a hospital?
No, it's too dangerous to move him. We need to work together to save him. Look, I need you to take this to my assistant, who will analyze it immediately and will show us what we're dealing with,
said the doctor as he handed her a vial of her husband's blood and an address.
Me?
Yes, well, time is of the essence, and my assistant might need personal details about your husband and your trip.
He explained. She jumped into a taxi.
Typical Dublin taxi driver, no doubt.
Hello, I am Pinos, your taxi driver. I will take you to your place and where you want to go.
She handed him the address. He nodded and drove on. The journey seemed to take forever.
Hey, Dublin is a very big city, full of one-way streets and bloody foreigners, huh?
She was delighted to find the assistant ready to help when she arrived. It seemed like an eternity as she waited for the test results. But when the assistant came out with a package, which he said contained the antidote, Sitting was overjoyed. The journey back seemed a lot quicker, and holding on to the antidote for dear life, Sitting burst through the hotel doors and spotted the concierge at his desk. "I've got the antidote," she yelled.
I'm sorry, madam, are you staying with us?
What the hell is going on?
That's what Sitting couldn't figure out. Why were they pretending not to know her? They even showed her the registration book that had no record of their signatures. She made a run for the lift. She had to save Todd. She ran for room 1313 with the concierge and manager chasing after her. She burst through the door, switched on the light, only to be confronted not by Todd, but by a bewildered couple in bed. I think you've got the wrong room, the man said. Sitting walked out of the room confused, only to see Dr. Colon. She ran up to him.
"I've got the antidote for Todd,"
she cried.
Very good. Let's have a look at what's in the bag.
He said. Sitamy opened it and was utterly confused to find a souvenir of Ireland leprechaun inside.
Jesus.
It was then she felt a prick in her thigh.
Dirty doctor.
He had injected her with a high dose of sedative.
Oh.
As she faded into unconsciousness, she heard voices saying, "Poor lady, we've no idea who she is or where she came from." The next voices she heard were in a white room. It was a nurse talking to a professor type. "Poor lady, we've no idea who she is or where she came from," the nurse said. Sitamy screamed, but nothing came out. "She's in a total vegetative state, the result of some massive trauma," she said as she closed the cell door.
Okay, what the feck was going on, huh?
It's quite simple, really. Todd Langer had contracted the Ebola virus, the most deadly disease known to man. The kind of disease that could get your hotel quarantined. Not the kind of thing you'd want mid-season, if you know what I mean.
That was some setup, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who made a package holiday to Costa del Sol?
Oh, yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks staying in a cockroach-infested box on the 49th floor, on a mattress with more stains than Professor John Harbison's overalls. Red raw from sunburn, with the only relief diving into a matchbox-sized swimming pool laced with the piss of 1,000 children.
Take it you're not keen, so...
What do you think, Tony Curtis?
Right, that's feckin' it. 53rd annual holiday in Ballydome.
That's right.
Where's me Lilo?
Up me hole.
Can feckin' stay there.
Yeah, well, it will.
All I wanted to do was a bit of topless sunbathing on the beach, somewhere nice. I think a man should have a chance to topless sunbathe at least once in his life.
Yeah. Pigeon chest of yours put people off there.
At least I haven't got 3 nipples. Stroke engine.
What are you reading?
Huh? Hog lovers.
Oh, I know you're not having much luck with the ladies, but porking pork is not the way to go.
No, it's a big motorbikes magazine. You know the way I'm not allowed to drive our car?
I told you before, you own half. But it just so happens that your half is not the half with the steering wheel.
You want to thinking of getting it by?
Hold that thought and divide it by nothing. Because I won't be coming to your funeral.
What are you scuttering on about?
Listen and learn, Easy Rider. Mickey Pedro Harley, or MPH as he was known, had a motorbike and he liked to go fast. He had recently gotten engaged to Annie Cock. They'd been seeing each other for 4 years, and despite her mother Winnie's disapproval, Annie and Mickey had bought a flat together. Winnie was over with Mickey's mother, Gertie, helping with the wedding arrangements.
All I'm saying is, I don't understand why they couldn't have just waited a couple more months before shacking up together.
Winnie would say disapprovingly, and then she would harp on about a range of topics from the length of Mickey's hair to the dangers of motorbikes. Gertie only put up with this aggravating bitch because she knew how much her son loved Annie.
Oh, There's nothing worse than a moany owl cow yapping in your ear. Oh,
yes, I can relate to that. But it's twice as bad when they've proved right.
Hello?
There was a phone call from the hospital to say that Mickey
my God.
had been in a terrible motorcycle accident.
Did he get his lad caught in the chain? Oh, gee.
Shut your hole! It was serious. Winnie drove Gertie to the hospital, but couldn't resist giving her a piece of her mind en route.
Well, I hate to say I told you so, Gertie. Motorbikes are always going to end in an accident.
When they got to the hospital, it became apparent just how serious the injuries were. There was Mickey's trademark leather jacket. Bandages and blood everywhere. Barely alive! Hooked up to a life support machine. The doctor took the ladies aside.
I'm afraid this patient won't last the night. Extensive head injuries. I'm very, very sorry,
he said. Gertie burst into tears. Winnie couldn't help the smug look on her face. The wedding was surely off. Now her daughter would be free to find a, more sensible young man.
Oh, the bitch, huh?
Well, I'd better ring Annie and let her know that what's-his-name is after killing himself.
As she said.
He's not dead yet! Well, he will be soon. You heard what the doctor said.
And off to the phone Winnie went. She rang the flat but got the answering machine.
You won't believe it. That feckin' idiot fiancé of yours, what's-his-name, is after killing himself on that feckin' motorbike. What did I tell you? You better come over to the hospital, I suppose.
As she hung up, she heard the flat line and the wailing of Mrs. Harley.
Jesus.
The poor woman was beside herself with grief. She wept constantly for a solid half hour. Winnie tried to feel sorry for the corpse, but just couldn't muster up the sympathy. In a strange way, she sort of felt that he got what he deserved.
Oh, Jesus. She's as harsh as grade 80 sandpaper on the tip of your knob. You know when you're...
Right. And then the doors of the waiting room opened.
What's up, Mum? I got a weird message on the answer phone, so I came straight over.
Said an anxious Mickey.
Mickey? But...
You're alive!
Screamed Gertie as she hugged her healthy son.
There's been a terrible mistake. Someone must have stolen your jacket. They gave me your wallet. I thought you were dead.
Said Gertie.
My jacket? It wasn't stolen. Annie borrowed it this morning.
He said, confused. It was then the reality hit Winnie like a 10-ton truck. The mutilated corpse that she had so casually disregarded was her own flesh and blood, draped in a borrowed jacket. She dropped stone cold dead from the shock.
Jesus.
Yep. Annie had been taking the bike to work the last few months. She hadn't told her mother that she didn't want her to worry.
Two corpses for the price of one. Yeah. Now that's value for money in my book. All the same though, I'm still going to get a motorbike.
Don't be wasting money. You lack the fundamental principle needed for bike riding.
What?
Balance.
What do you mean?
Look, I'll show you. Lean your head back and put your finger to your nose.
Come on, sure, that's simple. Oh! Oh, God.
You see, Dennis Hopper, gravity's no friend of gimps.
I think I've broken me arse.
Good. There's another reason not to get a motorbike. Hemorrhoids and Hondas don't mix.
No way. You better call an ambulance. Oh, God.
Not at all.
No, but I can see bone.
Not at all.
Oh, God, everything's going woolly. Oh. Help! game shows are getting riskier and riskier, huh?
What's this one called, anyway?
It's the dating show Get Your Hole.
Right, and what's the prize?
Well, that is the prize.
Oh.
Come here, do you know something? I'd love to go in a game show, me.
Would you know, Yeah, and end up dead!
Huh? No, I was what?
Listen to this tale of terror. One day, a flyer appeared on a notice board in a well-known Dublin college. It caught the eye of Mary Thong. It read, "Wanted 4 flatmates to participate in an adventurous TV game show on a desert island. Prize £10,000. Now, it just so happened that Mary had 3 flatmates, and this sounded like, well, just the thing to do over the summer break. A week later, Mary studying theology...
Oh, come here. By any chance, would she be, bi-curio?
Tom studying agriculture... Catherine studying law.
Oh, come here, would she be bi-curio? You're the one to swing both ways.
Greg doing hotel management were setting off on an adventure of a lifetime. They were met by the TV presenter, Glenn Kelly.
Glenn Kelly from the telly?
Yeah. As they boarded a local boat bound for the mysterious island, Mary asked Glenn,
"Oh, what are the rules?"
All the rules become apparent when you get there. The island has all the facilities you need. Oh, good luck.
And so they set off on their adventure. But the boat trip took a terrible turn when 50 miles from home, a storm hit.
Save yourselves!
Shouted the boatman, and the 4 friends jumped overboard. Hours later, an exhausted Mary found herself washed up on a shore. She was delighted to see her 3 flatmates had made it safely to land. They took a stroll around and quickly realised they were stranded on the wrong island. There were no facilities, no nothing.
Jesus, just like Bundoran.
Yeah.
Come here. Do you know what they should do first?
What?
Particularly the ladies. They should abandon their clothing like nature intended. Perhaps construct a volleyball net woven from bamboo vine.
Here she goes.
Their naked, uninhibited bodies leap into the air with their bosoms as free as jelly on a plate. And after a hot game in the sun, the men would squirt coconut milk and rub it in as a soothing balm against the sun's harsh rays. Then they'd pair off.
Shut up, you gibbering baboon! 6 days had passed. None of the 4 had any kind of survival skills. They tried fishing, but caught nothing. The only thing edible on the island was the seaweed, with its bitter iodine causing excruciating stomach aches. Soon it was 10 days and things hadn't improved one bit. They were bloody starving and at their wits' end. On the 11th day, Tom went missing.
What do you mean, went missing?
They found his ragged sneakers and a note written in the sand. Had enough! Swimming for it! Tom. The others couldn't believe it.
God be with him,
said Mary.
He hasn't a chance,
said Greg. After a dinner of limpets and bark, the 3 remaining settled down to sleep. The next morning, Mary and Catherine woke to find Greg missing.
Oh.
It looked like he had been dragged away across the sand. They followed the trail to find a horrendous sight. Greg's mutilated corpse.
Jeez, what the feck is going on?
There were hundreds of bite marks where his flesh had been ripped away. Perhaps there was something on the island with them after all. Or someone.
Huh?
Upon closer inspection, the bite marks looked human. Then it hit Mary.
What?
Oh my God. I don't think Tom swam away after all.
Catherine realised what Mary was saying.
He's lost his mind, and we're next on the menu.
What the hell did they do?
First of all, they made some makeshift weapons and set up camp where they could see anyone approaching. They weren't going to let this flesh-eater get them.
Maybe if we see him, we can talk him out of this unholy madness.
Wondered Mary.
No,
said Catherine with renewed will.
It's gone too far. It's him or us. Tom's not going to eat me.
If I was Tom, I know where I'd start.
And you know what? She was right. Huh? Tom didn't eat her that night.
Right. So the girl survived the night?
No, only Mary.
Huh?
Tom had never left the island. That's true. His mutilated, half-eaten corpse was buried in an unmarked grave. It was Mary who had chowed down on Tom, then Greg, and tricked poor old Catherine into being breakfast. As she was finishing off a juicy Catherine steak, she got a tap on the shoulder. What? It was the TV host Glenn Kelly with a cheque for £10,000.
Hold on a minute, Glenn Kelly! Cheque!
Yep. Mary was as surprised as you are as Glenn announced.
Mary, you're the winner of Cannibal Island. What happens when people get hungry? Very hungry.
10 million viewers had been tuning in every day via ultra-secret cameras to watch Mary turn from Bible beater to meat eater.
Jesus. What's society coming to, though, when that's acceptable TV?
Yeah, true enough. You're right.
Oh God, look! It's time for Whose Tongue Is It Anyway?
Oh,
God,
very
I
good.
love this show.
Yeah, it's a great show, great show. It's number one.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'd say that's Ronan Keating's package, wouldn't you?
Good call.
Yeah.
Good man.
Oh, well, that's Pauline McGlynn's.
Well, without a doubt, you'd know
right
that.
every time. Oh, whose package is that, Podge?
Jesus, well, it's awfully hairy. Awfully hairy.
Ah, sure, it's your one from Birds of a Feather.
All right.
Every time.
Very good, very good. Who's that?
There's a familiar crotch.
It's the weather bitch.
I'd recognise her warm front anywhere. Look at that one. Oh, God. Oh, jeez, that's a bit patchy, isn't it?
Ooh, Marty Wheeling?
Ooh. Good man!
Yes, thank you.
What's he wearing? Is that PVC?
No, it's leather.
Oh,
it's
is it?
leather. It's about 2 sizes too small.
Oh.
No, I just killed a man because I was high. Oh, I buried me dad.
Come here!
What?
Did I tell you? God, had a great win on the dogs today. Oh, flush I am.
Rodge, good man. Good man. Will you lend us a fiver, will you? Lend us a fiver. Come on, can you? Come on.
Go on, you devil. God, wedged up I am, wedged up.
Rodge.
Yeah.
Rodge, can you give us a loan of a fiver?
We just gave you a fiver.
No, you didn't.
Huh?
No.
I did.
No.
What?
Oh, God.
What?
You have a dose of the deja vus.
Oh, Jesus, what? The what?
Well, it's where you think something's happened before it happens. So now you think you gave me a fiver, but you haven't yet.
Think happened before.
So any time now.
There you are.
Thank you. Oh, lovely.
That's a good win.
Hello?
Huh?
The fiver?
I just gave you a fiver.
Oh, God. Listen, you can give me that fiver after I tell you a gas story altogether. Bernie Hardman was the proprietor of Wiggles, the #1 lap dancing club in East London. made dirty money from dirty ladies who shook their booty for business types and the like. His wife was Pearly Gates, whose legs, they say, go all the way to heaven. Now, she didn't have much upstairs, but she made up for it downstairs, if you know what I mean. One night, Bernie had a dream.
Oh, I get those dreams myself.
No. Not the bed-staining type. He saw a man getting beaten to death. In the dream, he could see clearly the well-dressed businessman as a boot came smashing down on his face. Bernie jumped awake. He was in a cold sweat.
You all right, love?
Asked Pearly.
Oh, just dreamt some bloke got murdered round the back of our club.
Pearly told him to go back to sleep, that it was only a nightmare. But Bernie felt it was more than just a dream. It was business as usual for the next few nights.
Yeah, right. Look, what are the rules of that club and where exactly is it?
They have only one rule. Cash out for the dance, leave your cock in your pants.
Oh, and how much would a private dance be?
Forget it, Goblin Features. You wouldn't get through the doors of a classy joint like that. A week had passed and a non-member, a bit of a high roller, who liked to flash the cash, came in. He looked familiar to Bernie, but he couldn't quite place it.
The fella from the dream, huh?
Yes. And when it clicked, he told Pearly.
Here, love, see the bloke there? This is a bloke from my dream.
The one you murdered?
I didn't murder him. It was only a dream or something. He looks rich. Go on, go over and say hello. Go on.
Pearly approached the man.
Hello, love. Like a bit of company.
Get your ass over here, you spanking little filly,
said the business bloke. Pearly started to do her thing, but this fella was all hands.
Don't be a naughty boy.
Pearly insisted, but this bloke wouldn't listen.
Go on, don't mind me.
Bernie was over like a hot snot.
Oi, you, geezer, out,
he said. The fella didn't move.
Oh, piss off, you great ape! I didn't ask for a threesome!
Yeah. See, I don't mind someone watching from behind the curtains, but I don't want some fella's sack anywhere within a 5-yard radius of my face. Do you know what I'm saying?
One more, and I'll kill you. Bernie had had enough and threw the punter out the door.
Yeah.
A few days later, the police arrived.
Excuse me, Mr. Alban. Do you recognise the gentleman from this picture?
It was the same bloke again.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to throw him out the other night.
Just then, Pearly approached.
Oh, that's the bloke you murdered, love.
She said without thinking.
Don't be daft, Pearly, it was only a dream.
He replied, but Pearly was insistent.
Don't you remember, love? His body's in the alley. You told me.
The cops were now staring intently at Bernie.
It was only a bloody dream,
he shouted. But to Bernie's utter horror, round the back alley was the badly beaten corpse of the man. Exactly the way Bernie had seen it in his dream.
What the feck was going on? I mean, who really killed your man, huh?
Poor Bernie was banged up for life. It was only a dream. Isn't much of a defence against a murder charge. You see, it turns out Pearly wasn't as dim as she let on, and wanted Bernie out of the picture. She had conspired with her new lover and fellow lap dancer, Charmaine Ultra. Her touch was as soft as velvet. To get rid of Bernie. And that night when he had revealed to her that the fella he had just thrown out was the man from his premonition, she recognised an opportunity to get Bernie out of the way, so she could run the club herself, with her new lesbo lover who was also a martial arts expert and cold-blooded killer.
Jesus. Lesbo lap dancing kung fu murderers. There's nothing turns me on more.
Yeah, good man. Anyway, listen, I was thinking, why don't I go down to the chemist's, and get you something for your deja vus?
Would you do that for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, fair play to you. Oh, right. How much?
Well, give us a 20 there and I'll sort you out.
There you are. Fair play to you. Jeez, it's not cheap, though. £20, huh?
Yeah, I know, but are you going to give me the money or what?
No, but
I can't go down without any
but
money.
I just gave you the 20.
Oh, God, you've got it bad.
Oh, Jesus, have I?
Yeah, I'd better get you a double dose. Give us 40 quid.
40? Oh, I'll give you better, yeah, here. Here's 20 and 20. There you are, right. You'll hurry back, won't you, huh?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, are you going to give me the cash?
Oh, God!
Listen,
here, I'll give you the
seriously,
whole
there's no
fucking
point in
lot.
me going down.
Here, there's
Good man.
200. Off you go.
Yeah, good man, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll rush off now.
Right.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah. Will you, right?
Yeah,
you won't be long, will you?
Well, after the pubs.
After the pubs? The feckin' pub? Here! Ugh. Come back here!
Get back into bed. You've got the deja vus, for God's sake.
Oh, feck. Forgot. The feckin' pub! Would you look at that, Podge? Isn't it amazing how close monkeys are to humans all the same, huh?
Yeah, closer to some humans more than others.
Yeah, well, you might stop that if you had a mate.
I told you before, we're not getting any more monkeys. We've an attic full of them. You never play with them. Will you stop? Shoo! You dirty monkey, shoo!
Yeah, well, I can't help it if I'm an animal lover, can I?
You'd want to be careful where you say that.
Huh?
His name was Mint. Murray Mint. On the surface, a perfectly normal young man. Had a 9-to-5 job, but behind some of the most ordinary exteriors lurks the most extraordinary perversions. Now, once a month, Murray would visit his post office box to pick up his specialist magazine.
Hey, come here. Was it Bike Saddle Sniffers?
What?
Oh, yeah, or Hairy-Handed Girls Monthly.
No.
No, I know. Was it U-Bend Extremists? Huh? Yeah?
U-Bend what?
Oh, yeah, last month came with a free set of rubber gloves and a soiled plunger. Huh?
Jesus! No, it was none of those.
Oh.
Murray's magazine was for an elite group of connoisseurs called furverts. People who like to dress up as animals and groom one another and play act as their animal of choice.
Ugh! That's the sickest thing I've ever heard. Ugh.
Murray kept his secret behind closed doors. He would frolic around his house in his bunny costume whenever he had the chance. He was very careful that nobody would ever find out his strange perversion. He was flicking through the new edition of For Your Eyes Only when he saw an ad that got him very excited indeed. Ooh. It read...
Ah, fellow furverts, have you longed to roam free as nature intended us to be? Why, join me at my private estate for a fantastic weekend. All inquiries and strictest confidence sent to P.O. Box 347.
The thought of roaming free outside instead of indoors in his costume was like a dream come true. So Murray sent a letter immediately Within a week, a reply addressed to Fluffy Bunnykins arrived.
Huh?
That was his rabbit name.
Oh, Jesus!
It was all very secretive, but Murray reckoned that was only to protect the group of normally very private individuals. Only animal names were to be used, and he was going to be met at a train station by Mr. Fox. On the journey, Murray looked around the train carriage and tried to guess which passengers were like-minded perverts. The group were picked up by a distinguished-looking gent and driven to a very private and extremely large estate. Murray looked longingly at the flower-filled meadows. His nose started to twitch as he imagined himself hopping gleefully in search of carrots.
Feckin' Egypt!
Perhaps he might even meet a mate. He could hardly contain himself. All he wanted to do was strip off his human clothes and don his rabbit pelt, and once again become Fluffy Bunnykins.
Holy Mother of God!
At the house, Mr. Fox told them to get changed so that for the next 2 days they could all live their animal lives in the natural surroundings. By now it was late evening, and all the animals were gathered at the front of the house. A jeep pulled up, and there was Mr. Fox. Not in an animal costume, but in a safari suit with a large shotgun.
Right, you vermin. You've got 5 minutes head start. Then the fox starts hunting.
He shouted. Paddles the penguin spoke up. That's not what we came for, quack quack. I'm going home, he said before receiving a 12-gauge cartridge to the beak. Jesus. Murray and the others ran for their lives. This deranged hunter meant business. Over the next 3 hours, the perverts were ritually hunted down and blown away. Marigold the dolphin had to bite her own fin off to free herself from a trap before being gunned down.
What happened to Fluffy Buddy Gobshite fella?
Oh, he was the last to get caught. Caught in the headlights, to be precise. And since he had survived the longest, they didn't shoot him. They invited him to dinner.
Oh, all right.
Let's face it, they had to eat something after a long night's hunting. Poor Murray Mint was skinned and scoffed like the rabbit he wanted to be.
Come here. Did they change his name to after dinner?
Huh?
Did they change his name to after dinner?
What are you talking?
After dinner mint.
Shut it, you scrote muncher!
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh. All the same, though. I think I'd like to be a monkey like Spunky, swinging through the trees and all. Woohoo!
So you're already like a monkey. Huh? You show your arse off at any opportunity. You're covered in fleas. You're constantly at yourself, and you've an IQ of below 12. In fact, you're less than a monkey.
Yeah, well, you.
Look at you. You're already at it, monkey boy.
Shut up, I'm not a monkey boy. You.
Oh, my God. Get me shotgun now.
No, sure, there's bound to be a spray or something we can get for that.
There's no spray. Get the shotgun, a black plastic bag, and a pair of rubber gloves.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh.
Will you stop hurting?
Oh, sorry.
One more, I swear.
Podge!
What?
I'm being bullied by a woman.
You dirty pervo. How much is she charging you?
Oh, nothing.
You lucky bugger.
No,
You're getting it for free.
No, it's...
I know for a fact that Miss Dominina charges £100 an hour. Apparently.
No, it's the one down the shop.
Oh, the one with the hairy lip?
Yeah. She's always shouting at me every time I'm down there.
What kind of things?
Things like, come back and pay for that, you little bastard!
Right. Well, lucky she doesn't have one of these.
What's one of those?
Cattle prod.
No! Oh, Jesus! You nearly killed me!
No. Another second maybe, but no.
Oh, right.
Hey, that reminds me. Did I ever tell you the story of Fiona Brickenstock? Fiona was the office flirt in Globotech, playing up to the boys she liked and teasing the timid. Reg Pramer was the new office manager, and he fell into the timid bracket. From the moment he arrived, Fiona's skirts got shorter and her cleavage got bigger.
Oh, Mr. Pramer, are you looking at my bum?
She'd say, and as he blushed, the office would start to giggle. What the hell are you doing?
Jesus, don't stop now!
Yeah! Fiona was relentless at embarrassing the man. Even her friends told her to slow down and give the guy a break.
No way! I'm having too much fun!
She'd laugh. At the end of the first week, Fiona went to Pramer's office.
Look, I was only having a bit of fun. Why don't we meet up for dinner at Lescargo's at 8? I promise to make it up to you,
she said whilst stroking his face.
That would be nice.
Pramer said timidly. For 5 hours he sat in the restaurant.
Jesus, she didn't show.
You
mean bitch.
The next morning she arrived in ready for some more office
Morning, Mary.
games.
Jesus, you're alive! Of course I am. Come here. Look.
Fiona had no idea what was going on. Mary showed her an email that had been circulated to every member of staff. It read, "We regret to announce that our colleague Fiona Brickenstock was killed last night due to a tragic accident. Yours sincerely, Reg Pramer, temporary office manager." Fiona was stunned.
What kind of sick joke is this?
But it was when Mary pointed out that the date on the top of the email was the next day that Fiona got really freaked.
Jesus. You know what this means? He must have accidentally sent the email a day early. What if he's planning on killing me tonight?
An email was circulated to everybody except Pramer to say nothing about the pre-mail.
Jesus.
And then Fiona contacted the police.
Well, so what happened?
Detective Spunk Murphy met with Fiona over lunch.
We can't arrest this guy over an email. But just to be sure, let's assign some officers to keep an eye on you.
Fiona found it hard to concentrate that day, as the sick email kept running through her mind. When she got home, she tried to forget about it and took a long bath with the knowledge that there were cops guarding her door. The phone rang.
Was it her friend calling from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Now, is it answering?
Yeah, baby, yeah! No, it was Pramer, wondering if he could call over with some paperwork that needed finishing.
No problem,
she said coolly, whilst thinking to herself, "You're going down, Pramer." Within the hour, Pramer arrived. He knocked on her front door, only to be pounced on by 2 cops.
Jesus.
She opened her door to see him being dragged away, carrying not paperwork, but a wreath.
The sick bastard.
They quizzed him down the station, but to no avail. Detective Murphy decided to keep Reg locked up overnight, just in case. The next morning, Murphy made a follow-up house call to Fiona, only to find her stone cold dead. A tragic bathroom accident, you see. She had slipped on the soap she had left on the floor and cracked her skull. The same email was sent out after all.
So, you're saying she died of natural causes? But how did your man Pramer know?
Well, when your name is Reg Pramer, which just so happens to be an anagram of Grim Reaper, it's your job to know.
The Grim Reaper?
Yep. The next morning, the cops found an empty cell as Amir Pereg started his job in Uzbekistan as temporary office manager of Camel Meats Incorporated. You see anagrams, Rodge, huh?
Huh? Oh, right, yeah. Anagrams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, anagrams! Oh, sure, that's where the fellas fold, the Japanese fella fold the bits of paper and makes them into, like, swans and frogs and little flowers and things.
No. Oh, I tell you what, I'm absolutely exhausted. Will you turn off the lights there, Rodge? Good man.
Oh, right.
Rodge?
Yeah?
What's the capital of Uzbekistan?
Oh, shite.
Podge here. What do you want?
Hello, it's Rodge. I'm leaving the kitchen now, and I'm at the bottom of the stairs. Over.
Podge here. What do you want?
Hello, Rodge here. I'm walking up the stairs now. Over.
Podge here. What do you want?
Hello, it's Rodge here. I'm outside the door now with my new mobile phone, and I'm going to walk into the room now. Over. Jesus! What'd you do that for?
I'm saving your life. Mobile phones will kill you.
Jesus, what are you scuttering on about now?
Let me tell you the tale of Gabby Natter. She was married to Jim Natter, but he hadn't talked to her in 10 years.
They should have considered counselling.
Yes, thank you, Marion. They would have talked if it wasn't for phones.
Huh?
She was never off them, constantly blabbing to her friends or whoever would listen.
How are you, Mary? Just ringing to see what you had for dinner. We had peas and fish fingers, but Jim, he would have preferred beans. He has a bit of a face on him. You have a bit of a face on you, haven't you, Jim? Anyway, speaking of faces, have you seen the fake tan on Imelda? It's only gorgeous. Mind you, I'll give her a ring and tell her it's only gorgeous.
She went on and on and on. She was never off the bloody phone, even on the very odd occasion when they were doing it. There would always be a coitus interruptus.
Oh, Teresa! Oh, we're in the middle of doing it, but Jim won't mind. Now, tell us, did you go for the kiwi or the peach? Well, I think the kiwi makes a fruit salad. Oh!
Jesus, the poor fecker.
Yeah, poor Jim had to do more and more overtime to cover the outrageous phone bills. The house was in tatters. No shopping or cleaning was done, as Gabby was on the phone almost 24 hours a day.
I mean, I couldn't believe it when he told me £179.99 for a feckin' hover mower. I said, Jim, get back to that shop and get your money back. That is outrageous, I said to him. Didn't I? Well, that's what I said to him, Andy. Listen, what time is it there in San Francisco? Oh, my God. Do you know, you sound like you're only up the road. You really do.
Then, on his birthday, Jim was surprised when he eventually got a present from Gabby. It was a mobile phone.
And it's ready to go,
she said. Ready to go in the bin, Jim thought, but he managed to smile, and he was about to give her a thank you kiss when her phone rang.
Oh, hello. Oh, tell us. Did you get the results? Oh, that's great.
And with that, Jim spent the rest of his birthday alone.
Jesus. Do you know what that fella needs? It's a good holiday to Bangkok, where for 20 pence you can have a no-holds-barred three-way special with a woman called Mai Ming, who can shoot ping-pong balls out of her lady parts, whilst her friend Lumney clamps her 5-inch-long fingernails into your buttocks while you scream at the top of your voice, "My name's Fiona, and I've been a bad, bad girl!"
Will you shut up, you tuna Satan's flute? Anyway, poor Jim was at home the next night. He was watching the football. He loved the league.
O'Leary, O'Leary, O'Leary.
Meanwhile, Gabby was up to her usual, blabbing on the phone. Leeds scored, and as Jim jumped to his feet, he felt a searing pain down his side.
What?
He slumped onto the floor, but managed one call for help.
Gabby!
But she ignored him.
Jim, I'm on the phone. Do you have some manners?
3 hours later, she discovered the body of poor Jim Natter.
Jesus, so did she call the ambulance?
She did. After she'd called Mary, Christina, Babs, Angela, and June in the States.
You won't believe it. Jim's after dying. Yeah, I know.
Do you know what's really ironic? Only a week later, Gabby received her last ever phone call.
What you talking about, Willis?
When her friends couldn't get through to her, they alerted the guards, who discovered an old woman dead in the Natter's hallway.
Oh, no, what?
It turned out to be Gabby. Her hair had turned white, and her face was contorted in utter terror. Her cold hand still held the phone. Upon further investigation, the police managed to trace the source of the last call. It was the one and only call from a phone registered in the name of Jim Natter.
Jesus, but Jim was 6 foot under.
They had to dig him up. You know the way. And that's where they found his mobile phone in the hand of his rotting corpse. Revenge from beyond the grave.
Jesus. You answer it, will you?
All right, hold on. Hello? Yeah? Who's this?
Who is it?
Oh, the Grim Reaper. Yeah, you want Rodge? Oh, he's got a new mobile phone, sure, I can give you that number. It's 0877 35 910. Yeah? All right, yeah, I'll pass that on, Mr. Reaper. What? I know it's been nice up here, a bit drizzly, but sure, there you are, time of year now. Yeah. All right, good man. Listen, okay, I'll let him know. All right. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Don't tell me.
That was Death himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he'll be calling you back. Huh? Something about your number being up. Anyway, will you turn the lights out? I'm awful tired.
No, I think...
Turn them out or I'll feckin' kill you myself.
Okay then, right, here I go. I'm going over to turn off the light, right? Oh, where is it? All right, okay. Oh God, dear baby Jesus. Now, you probably think that I fecked up me whole life. Now, I probably have, right? But I've decided to change me way. What's that breathing? Ah!
Well, any sign?
No.
Poor old Slopstevenny. He had a good innings, though.
Yeah, well, he's not dead yet. Mind you, Widow Devaney said he wouldn't last the night.
Oh, right. Do you think you should have called her widow? I mean, she's not one yet.
Well, she might as well get used to it.
Yeah.
Come here, Podge. How long, respectably, do you think you should leave it before you ask a widow for her dead husband's clothes?
10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah.
The trouble with other people's clothes is you never know what you'll find.
How do you mean?
Oh, Marty Felchman had been eyeing up a girl at work for the last year. Her name was Lisa Lush. She was the office hottie. He had many opportunities to ask her out, but never had the courage to do so. Then one day they met at the water cooler and they got to chatting.
Great.
Then she said,
How about taking me out tomorrow night?
Marty couldn't believe it. She had asked him out.
I'll pick you at 6.
Marty replied.
Right.
Okay.
His head was in the clouds for the rest of the day. She had asked him out. That night Marty went out with the lads for their regular Friday night session.
Men, eh?
Yes, thank you, Marion. Anyway, he was so excited, Marty, sort of lost the run of himself and woke up Saturday morning in his bath with no idea how he'd gotten there. When he stood up, his head felt like a brick and his stomach rumbled ominously with the lethal cocktail of 15 pints and 4 helpings of chicken tikka masala. In 5 hours, he would be stepping out with the woman of his dreams. But right now, his arse was on fire and he was about to retch up his liver.
Do you know what's great for that?
Shut up. He tried everything, but nothing would quell the maelstrom of brown and bile. But there was no way he was going to cancel the date, as it was an opportunity too good to miss. He picked Lisa up. She looked stunning. They sat down for a meal, but he could barely look at the menu. But he had to order something, otherwise Lisa might feel uncomfortable.
Oh, the same.
She was talking away, but he had no idea what she was saying, as all his focus was on keeping both his orifices from erupting. But once a single morsel of food hit Marty's palate, he felt some stirrings. He thought to himself, I could risk a little fart. But the worst possible thing happened.
Seepage.
Yep. Mr. Brown came for an uninvited visit to Pantstown.
So what did he do?
Well, if he got up and walked to the bathroom, she'd surely see or at least smell the unwelcome visitor. So he sat there in his own gravy for the remainder of the meal. After he paid, the waiter brought his jacket. He tied it around his waist and he walked with her, trying his best not to sloosh the festering contents too much. Then he had a brainwave.
Oh, look, there's a sale on the clothes shop. Would you mind if I had a look?
He said in a feigned casual manner. Inside the shop, she headed for the ladies' section, whilst he tracked down a pair of trousers similar to his own. He rushed into the changing room to free himself from his shitty shorts.
Jesus! Oh, Jesus.
His pants were thoroughly sodden with liquid brown.
Oh, Jesus. Tell me he didn't do the old shake and splat.
I'm afraid so. Then he wiped off what he could, rolled them up and left them in the corner.
Good plan.
He ran to the cashier with his new pants. Lisa was over at the far side of the shop.
I'll take these now.
He told the girl as he ripped off the tag and handed her money.
Thank you.
Once again, he acted casual.
Hi, I'll see you out front when you're done.
Marty was glad to hit the fresh air. A few minutes later, she came out with a couple of purchases, and Marty dropped her home with a last-minute charm offensive. It seemed to have gone quite well, as she gave him a goodnight kiss and said, "I'll see you Monday."
Smooth, Daddy-o.
Trouble was, Monday came, and she totally ignored him.
Oh, talk to the hand, because the face ain't listening.
Right. Marty couldn't figure it out. Why was she acting so cold? He met her at the water cooler.
Hi. Is there something wrong?
He asked her.
Oh, no. It's just that when I took my new sweater out to show my flatmates, it was encrusted with excrement from a pair of foul trousers that the shop assistant must have put in. She obviously thought you'd left them behind.
Deny everything, he thought.
But that's disgusting. Of course they weren't my trousers.
He lied.
Oh, really? Then how come I found your video card in the back pocket?
Oh, the brown finger of justice was pointing directly at him.
The embarrassment of being caught out sent an adrenaline-soaked message to his still delicate bowel, ordering it to release the Browns.
Oh, my God!
He was the weakest stink. Goodbye. Anything new at Devaney's?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
What?
The lights have just gone out in the bedroom.
Oh,
there's the doctor leaving.
Right.
Mr. Devaney's in bits.
Oh, God bless him, huh? Poor old slops.
Took him a while in the end, mind you.
Yeah. I slipped him that rat poison 2 days ago.
Huh?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's taking longer than usual.
I know.
They don't make rat poison like they used to.
Nah.
Mind you, I'll cut quite a figure in his raincoat.
Yeah, well, hands off his wellies, they're mine. Now get that smirk off you. Will go over, offer her condolences, and bring a suitcase for the clothes.
Podge.
What?
I'm a bit concerned about the proper etiquette.
The etiquette, yes?
Yeah.
Well, what were you thinking of saying?
I was thinking of saying to her, give us your dead husband's clothes, bitch.
No, that won't do. That certainly won't do.
No, any suggestions?
Yes, it's more like this. Sorry for your troubles, Mrs. Devaney. Give us your dead husband's clothes. Bitch. Subtle, but effective.